In Dominica, there is an extraordinary doctor. And all of our dogs join a call. Hey, this is Sai, and you're watching SAT TV. Big up SAT, big up SAT, big up SAT.
Whenever the iron play, I'll be there. Wherever the steel band play, I'll be there. Anytime it's carnival, yo, festival, bacchanal, behind the big truck, down the road, everybody, they know that I'll be there. Yo, this is Mr. Challenge. You're watching SAT TV, the people's choice.
Yo, this is Ace Banton in SAT building, baby. You're watching SAT Telecom, that's the #1 choice. Boom!
Good evening, I am your presenter, Shana Esprit. Welcome to SAT TV News. Among the major developments, Dominicans to benefit from public health workshop, opposition new national party wins Grenada election in sweep, Syria footballer killed in Damascus Stadium attack, Zimbabwe cricket captain cleared to play in West Indies after injury. Details of these and other stories after the break.
SAT TV.
Drink your drink.
SAT TV.
SAT Telecom.
SAT TV.
Crossfire the bomb.
SAT TV.
Dominica the norm.
TV.
Yeah man, SAT TV, Crossfire.
The people's choice.
That's
for real.
right.
Welcome back. The official wedding and honeymoon stakeholders briefing was formally held on Wednesday 20th at the Garaway Hotel. Over the past decade, destination weddings have evolved from a cost-cutting trend to a booming market within the billion-dollar wedding industry. Statistics indicate that more than 1 out of every 10 couples make the choice to say I do outside of their country of residence. Based on the said trend, the weddings and honeymoon market has been identified as an important niche market for Dominica, which could contribute significantly to the growth in visitor arrivals and expenditure. Director of Tourism Mr. Colin Piper said between 2004 to 2009, 21 marriage licenses were prepared and in 2008, 82 licenses were completed.
The other islands, and just look at the dates 2006 to 2008, you'll see that St. Lucia had a high of 3,204 licenses in a given year. Barbados had a high of 2,909 in a given year, and Jamaica had a high of 23,181. And so I did some simple math and said if a party of 20, and I'm not sure whether that's the right, but it serves my purpose.
Mr. Piper noted, if a party of 20 comes for a destination wedding, Dominica would have welcomed 6,560 people. Antigua would have welcomed 52,900 people, and St. Lucia 182,000. Minister for Social Services, Community Development and Gender Affairs Honorable Gloria Shillingford added that this briefing is a clear indication that we are ready to take advantage of great opportunities. The Ministry of Social Services, Community Development and Gender Affairs, who is the agency responsible for the issuance of marriage license, will adopt the refocused approach to marriage license process as of March 1st, 2013.
Couples will be able to access the application forms and required guidelines online and the Government of Dominica and Discover Dominica Authority websites. In this way, the form can be completed and required documents obtained prior to their arrival in Dominica, thus making way for the expeditious processing of their applications. Let me at this juncture acknowledge the great collaboration of the staff of the Discover Dominica Authority, which has been really pushing to get this new tourism market going. This forum is evident of their readiness to get Dominica set for its share of the global destination wedding and honeymoon market.
Mr. Ian Douglas, Minister of Tourism and Legal Affairs, says the recession has not affected Dominica's market. He strongly believes Dominica can compete with other countries and can attract more revenue within this niche. He also suggested that a wedding could be held in the Kalinago territory, as it has never been done before. We are selling the experience, not the geographical attributes, he stated.
So if there's a destination doing something that is successful, I believe we can copy it and we can do it too and become as successful. So we do have an opportunity to attract more revenue from this particular market and receive our fair share of the income available, $1 billion market. This, to my mind, will complement very well the sectors from which we already and traditionally generate our tourism income. For example, like the cruise tourism and even in our stayover market.
In more news, in an effort to beautify the city of Roseau, the Roseau City Council has embarked on a project which involves the demolition of several dilapidated buildings. This will also help in trying to rid the city of unsightliness and rodents. Mayor of Roseau, His Worship Cecil Joseph, stated in CAP 189 under the Building Bylaw Codes, number 5, section 37 indicates, any building or structure of that nature which is a nuisance or poses a threat to lives have to be demolished. With that, he says the owners of such buildings would have to be written to and request the dilapidated buildings be demolished within 4 days.
As a council, we have found ourselves informing people for some time now about the dilapidated building that they have in the city, and we feel as a council now that it's rather appropriate that we take action, and that action that we are taking, we are writing people and inform them that within that specific period which our rule gave us, that they should demolish, or if not, we ourselves will demolish and put the cost towards them. People that we have written to, we have seen that they have complied. I'm very grateful to see that they have complied.
Mr. Joseph stated, people who know they have dilapidated buildings in the city, which is a nuisance to the environment we live in, should make every effort to have them demolished. Such buildings, he said, are breeding grounds to all types of rodents, while providing accommodation to vagrants which are unsightly. Mr. Joseph says the Roseau City Council is working hand in hand with the Ministry of Health to reduce the number of breeding grounds for rodents that have caused an increase in leptospirosis on the island.
I want to say to people that even they may think that in their minds that we might be doing this thing illegal. We have a rule, we have a condition, and we have a law that governs us, and based on that law that is governing us, we are taking steps to ensure that we mitigate or we manage the increased number of the number of dilapidated buildings in the city of Roseau.
One of the difficulties faced in this project is contacting the owners of the buildings, as most of them are out of state. However, they are working hard to find out who the owners are and to advise them that the buildings need to be demolished. Critics who say the council is using its force against the people are wrong, stated Mr. Joseph. They are only following strict rules and regulations by which they are governed. Mr. Joseph made mention that they have been asking the owners for a very long time to remove these buildings, so most of them are well aware what needs to be done. 3 abandoned rodent-infested buildings have been demolished thus far, 1 on Great George Street and 2 on Kennedy Avenue.
We are acting. We are acting really, as I said in reference to not just only health, but the city is getting tighter in terms of the number of people that we see in the city and the number of transactions that are happening in the city. And there are people who want open space to do a number of things. And we feel that even one of the areas that we can deal with is parking. And if we can get people to come to understand us and work with us, we can assure you that we will see a different city in the coming months.
The Roseau mayor added, "We are fortunate to live in a city where many others are envious to reside. As it is so beautiful, we must do what is necessary to take care of it." In addition, it is aesthetic beauty that must be cherished, he added. We must be cognizant of the fact that Roseau is the only city in the Caribbean with a river flowing through it, making it one of a kind. Mr. Joseph went on to urge all Dominicans to work together to make Roseau better than what it used to be, while appreciating nature amidst the infrastructural development.
those who gradually and fastly picking up pace in terms of infrastructure. If you look around, 5 years ago, some of the structures that you're now seeing were not there. That is to say that the number of business people have some level of confidence in the city of Roseau, and by so are investing. So I do not want to demoralize the investors by having people doing things that are contrary to development. So I really ask of those residents who are fortunate to be in the city, those residents or those persons who have property in the city, and let us consider ourselves very fortunate, because there are many other people in Dominica who would wish that we would have a piece of 2x4 in the city so that they themselves can develop.
He said we all need to have some pride while being proud of what we have and build and develop it in a way that all visitors will appreciate it, which is not just the job of the City Council but all Dominicans. In other stories, in the thrust to continue to keep Dominica green and clean, the Dominica Solid Waste Management Corporation launched a 3 hours advanced waste management project at the Goodwill Primary School on Wednesday, February 20th, 2013. At the ceremony, Public Relations Officer of DSWMC, Mr. Geno Jacobs, stated, "This project is a milestone in the history of the department on the importance of educating the youth on solid waste management."
The corporation has recognized the 3 R's, use, reuse, and recycle, as the important way forward for us in Dominica, and we are thankful to our many stakeholders for sharing our vision. This allows us to work together to achieve the mandate of the corporation in preserving and protecting our environmental integrity and protecting our citizens from health risks, and especially our children like yourself, and you also are our future. The Goodwill Primary School, and we hope through this project, will be exemplary in 3 hour activities, and this activity will culminate but some will have a whole summary of it on June 5th, which is World Environment Day.
DSWC's General Manager, Mr. Bristol Lawrence, pointed out, "We need to reduce waste as the volume of waste that goes to the landfill each year is steadily increasing." He stated, "We need to take all necessary action to reduce our waste in ways such as printing on both sides of paper, reusing reusable shopping bags, and sending emails rather than writing letters, among others." He revealed that the landfill has a life expectancy of 15 years out, of which 8 has been used up, leaving 7 left. So recycling is very important at this time.
It is our aim for this program, especially with the students of grade 4 and 5, that they will take the responsibility to make a difference in their environment, not only in their schools, but at their homes and the wider community. It is my desire to see each school implement a system where there are merits for students who take pride in cleaning the environment. For example, picking up the paper in the classroom. And also a demerit system that would be in place for students who would continue to litter the environment. We should not leave it up to solid waste and environmental health or the police to maybe give them a ticket when they grow up, maybe on the bayfront littering. By that time it may be too late, because we might have already created a negative image of the nature island of Dominica, or that litter may block a drain or create some other breeding ground for rodents.
Greater emphasis needs to be placed on the environment while recognizing the greater value of waste, which is of the view are 2 key ways to protect our environment. Deputy Principal of the Goodwill Primary School, Mrs. Elizabeth Serra, who welcomed the initiative, says the project is an ideal form of education for many students in this catchment area. Mrs. Serra noted it is a wonderful opportunity for those who are not academically inclined to use hands-on approach while they develop certain skills and acquire valuable knowledge through this project.
This project is an historic, timely, and worthwhile venture. As a school, we will ensure that it is sustained. It is also going to be economically viable, and Mr. Jacob will tell us more about it. Let me recognize in a special way Mr. Morita, JICA's representative. There is a connection with Dominica and Goodwill Primary with Japan. This auditorium is a gift from the government of Japan, and it was a grassroots project.
Environmental Officer Mrs. Kimisha Thomas of the Environmental Coordinating Unit mentioned that the government of Dominica embarked on a low-carbon climate resilience development strategy in the effort to combat climate change on a national level, which marries perfectly with the 3 Hours Project. She urged the students to take the knowledge they will acquire very seriously, as it will help them in many ways which they may not now realize. Minister of Health Honorable Julius Timothy mentioned that the 3 Hours Project is an important aspect aimed at the youth, as they are vital to the development of this country.
They too must know that solid waste is not just waste anymore, but can generate employment. One such area for employment generation is composting, and I am very happy that this will be one of the key activities at the Goodwill Primary School. The students, after learning about the 3 Hours, will be able to share this crucial knowledge with parents, guardians, neighbors, communities, and friends. The Goodwill Primary School will be an exemplary school in that regard, and we look forward to the grand exhibition on the 5th of June this year, which is World Earth Day.
On that day, schools around the island will be invited to the Goodwill Primary School to view a large exhibition on the 3 Hours Project. Mr. Timothy added that the government will continue to give its commitment to all initiatives which seek to promote a clean and green environment that is vital to promoting Dominica as the nature island of the world. The Goodwill Primary School was represented with equipment to keep the environment clean on behalf of the DSWMC and the stakeholders who teamed up with the team for this project. In other stories, the International Health Regulation, along with the Ministry of Health and the World Health Organization, has signed on to implementing this global agreement by setting up systems for detecting and responding to public health emergencies of international concern. Chairman of the International Health Regulation Implementation Committee, Dr. Paul Ricketts, said the main area of focus is ensuring that necessary information is available, accurate, and timely for decision making. He stated that this should not just be at the level of administration, but also at a community level where individuals can take necessary actions to mitigate against the effects of public health emergencies.
Setting up systems for detecting and responding to public health emergencies of international concern. One of the areas of focus of the international health regulations, one of the obligations that we need to meet, is that of risk communication. That is ensuring that the necessary information is available, accurate, and timely for decision making, not only at the level of the administration, but also at the level of the communities. Individuals and communities can take the necessary actions to mitigate.
In her presentation, Tusaido Santos, advisor for health surveillance and disease prevention at PAHO and WHO in Barbados, said that a public health threat anywhere is a potential problem everywhere. Ms. Santos had this to say on global health security.
As an international community, global health security can only be achieved when we have effective national systems that can contain public health threats where and when they occur. So the international health regulations are one of the reasons that brings us here today. And they represent a global commitment to ensure that every country has the capacity to identify, investigate, assess, and respond to public health events. The international health regulations also confer new obligations on countries to report health crises on a timely and transparent way.
Honorable Charles Savra, Minister of National Security, said disasters, especially unforeseen ones, create a challenge for small Caribbean countries. He says any threat to the health sector is a threat for our country's productivity. He noted every disaster or crisis will attract unwelcome attention of varying degrees. He says the media should properly activate our crisis management mechanisms, and by analyzing situations, we will do more to keep crisis under control by sensitizing the public as to what is going on.
We must be prepared to get the facts early and deal with them thoroughly and effectively during times of crisis. Any threat to the health sector is a threat and potential crisis to the productive sectors and the wider population. These crisis situations are exacerbated when our communication strategies fall short in minimizing confusion.
Honorable Julius Timothy, Minister of Health, spoke of certain outbreaks which targeted countries around the world and made us more aware and prepared for other outbreaks that will or may target the region. He says the health sector must maintain communication activities and the planning must be put in place long before an outbreak. Relationships should also be upheld with the public in order to maintain trust. He says his ministry is well on its way to achieving 21 core capacities to obtain international health regulations compliance. Also, draft Quarantine Act and regulations are ready to be presented to Cabinet for approval. The Sports Division is taking a keen interest in the public's health by hosting the Secondary Schools Track and Field Athletics Championship as well as the 7th District Health Walk. The Track and Field Athletics Championship will be held in Portsmouth on the 26th and 27th of February. The event will begin 9 a.m. sharp.
So we have a full competition in all the selected events from the 100 down to the 1500, 3,000 and 5,000 meters for girls and boys. Also we'll find long jump, high jump and triple jump in this area, as well as the throwing event, shot put, discus and javelin, and the relays to culminate the event. The event is a 2-day event, and that is an opportunity for students of the secondary schools to get qualified also for the soon coming Character Games, which will be held in the Bahamas.
Mr. Dorset says this is the 3rd year the Sports Division has organized a secondary school competition, and they are hoping to find new persons for the upcoming Windward Island School competition. He clarified that the competition is split into 2 segments, the Under-21 segment and the Under-17. He added that persons from the Track and Field Athletics Championship will be selected to train for the Windward Island School competition to be held in St. Vincent this summer. The Sports Division is expecting all the secondary schools on the island to participate. When asked how this event would benefit the children, this is what Mr. Dorset had to say.
Well, first of all, each student, first of all, the Track and Field Athletics is an event which engages all the body of children, body and mind. So first of all, you'll find children really getting part of their health coming from this sound mind in a sound body. You know, so that is one of the first ways. Also, as I said earlier, we have the Windward Island Secondary School Games, which will be in St. Vincent, and a team will be selected. A team of students will be selected for training, and the stronger ones will be, and in terms of their performance, will be selected to represent Dominica at the Windward Island School Games.
In more efforts to improve the public's health, the Sports Division will host the 7th District Health Walk in the vicinity of Roseau at 8 a.m. Individuals are expected to gather behind the Public Works building before 8 a.m. in order to start on time.
We start at the back of the Public Works and we'll move towards the Princess Margaret Hospital and then come down through Federation Drive, go through the Dominica China Bridge to Old Street, Kennedy Avenue, Independence Street, King George V Street, Bath Estate Back Road, Santa Roma, Lindo Park and Goodwill. So it will culminate at Goodwill.
The Sports Division is urging everyone to participate in this event because one step to a healthier lifestyle begins with walking. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, the regional highlights.